What's happening, y'all? This is Digging the Dead on Mirror Music. I'm Andrew, and today we're going to go back to the beginning of my Grateful Dead journey, anyway. Obviously, one of the first songs that anybody is recommended, or pairings of songs that anybody's recommended to do when they are reacting or talking about the dead or whatever, is the Scarlet Begonias, Fire on the Mountain. Interpolation from Cornell. Barton Haugh is May 8th, I think, 77. I'm not a dead historian, so I'm pretty sure that's right. It's definitely May of 77. So what I thought I would do, since I've done a reaction to this interpolation before, is I would close out this Scarlet Begonias / Fire on the Mountain series that we've been working on this month with going back and revisiting the what a lot of people say is one of the pinnacle examples of this interpolation. I'm going to do it slightly differently. We're going to use a Matrix recording instead of Betty's soundboard recording. This is, I think, a remastered Matrix by Dan Haugh. If you're listening, man, tell me how to say your name, please. I don't want to continue to screw it up. So it's got a little bit... It's just got the soundboard in it, obviously, but also it's mixed into audience recordings as well. So we'll get a little of the audience feedback as well. So it ought to be fun. It should be a little bit different. I'm also interested to see what I hear and how I hear this differently a year and a half later. I haven't gone... I mean, obviously, I've heard it. You've seen me do a reaction to it before, or it exists that I've done a reaction to it before, but I haven't gone back to it since then. So let's see what we got. So this is Cornell, May 8th, 77. Scarlet Begonias, Fire on the Mountain, The Matrix by Dan Haugh. Whatever. Let's see what we got. I don't think I knew to listen to Phil like this the first time I listened to this. The bassing is great. I've always loved the rings on her fingers and bells on her shoes, the callback, the rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. And she makes music wherever she goes, the nursery rhyme. Their vocals are really good on this. Right. just slide into that. That's nice. So clean. Sounds like they got Donna a ear monitor that night too. That piano and guitar counterpoint is great. Those places to where you can actually see or hear the benefit of having two percussionists and not playing the same thing. Bill and Mickey. Don't even sound like they're playing the same instrument. Mickey's actually like playing not bongos but like something else percussive, not a kit. That's what it sounds like anyway. Flutter. bass is up there. There's the guitar doing Fire on the Mountain now. Might have been Keith. That's Keith doing it too. Still way up in the high registers, like He's playing an octave pedal, right? They're not two people playing the same riff perfectly in unison. Yeah, it's gotta be. That's why I love the Matrix. You hear a little audience, a little echo. Feels more real. how do you not dance in your chair to this? Even or merengue. Man, I think it's a sign when bands that are jamming out like this hit don't like just a one note ending like that. That's often a sign that they know what they just did was really, really good, right? Like all the extra fluffy drums that you hear from other bands, and this one too sometimes, and the guitaring and the kind of the playing out the end of a thing or whatever is not anxiety exactly, and sometimes it's just habit. But when they have the confidence to just stop like that, that's a sign that it's really, really, really good. You probably saw me through the second half of Fire in the Mountain, looking down. I've been writing the whole time, so I'm trying to pull some thoughts together about this, because I don't want to say the same thing that I said the last time and the same thing I've said about the other Scarlet Begonias ones. First, why? I'm not asking. I'm kind of processing. I understand better why this is considered one of the greatest now. I mean, their playing was great, but the recording's also really, really clean too. So there is a combination, I think, of those things. And I definitely didn't appreciate the intricacies of this the last time. I didn't understand about the interplay between the different instruments and how much was going on, right? And there's so much going on in here. If I heard it correctly, I think Keith was the one who brought it over to Fire on the Mountain. I would have to go back and listen to it again, but I don't remember many of the interpolations that I've listened to for the last year and a half or whatever where he's the one, or the keys are the one who switches it over. Is that a common thing? Maybe. I've listened to this song 100 times probably now, which is not nearly as many as most of you listening to my voice right now. But I don't think that I registered until right now that Jerry was the one singing both of these songs, and that's a pretty uncommon thing in any of the interpolations. Really, usually it's one Bobby singing one and Jerry singing one, right? I do have that historical bit correct. It's still really, really cool. Okay, so some closing thoughts. One of the things that I'm really grateful for in this journey through the Grateful Dead and Elmira music generally is that it's really sharpened my ear. And hopefully you can tell the difference between now and November of 2023, I think is when we started this, that I'm noticing things that I wouldn't have noticed before. Not just about the Grateful Dead music particularly, but how instruments interplay with each other too. And I mean, that's this channel really at its root, at its core, not just the Grateful Dead series, but the hip hop series and the song, and where we compare songs from different genres and talk through all of that kind of thing, talk through new music that catches our ears, all of that stuff. It's about connection and interaction between styles that shouldn't work together, but kind of do, right? It's about unexpected moments. And when I first started this, I didn't know whether I would eventually take this series off to a different channel, like a channel by itself, and just do that, because at some level maybe the viewers are kind of confused why this fits with a channel that started originally about comparing hip-hop songs and classic rock songs, right? And it's just an exploration for me, but the idea that it's about unexpected moments, I think, makes it fit. The Grateful Dead is all about unexpected moments. Longtime followers of this channel and of my journey through the Grateful Dead's archives will know that I wasn't a Dead fan at all 2 years ago. That was mostly about ignorance and stereotypes, obviously, that the popular culture has about the band. But I wasn't a fan. I didn't know enough to be a fan, and I didn't know enough to really talk about it in an educated kind of way, and I still really don't, but I know more than I did before. But that's why this series fits, right? This music is about connections. It's about connections between the musicians on the stage. It's about connections between the instruments. It's about connections between the band and the audience. It's about, not to put too cheesy a point on it, a connection between this commentator and the people within the sound of my voice, right? There's so many moments of surprise in this performance and in all of the performances, and some are great and some are less great. But I mean, and Barton Hall's obviously are mostly great. I noticed as I was listening to it, I've listened to this version, not the Matrix version, but the Barton Haugh performance, I don't know, a dozen times probably over the last year and a half. And there's still moments in here that surprised me when I heard them again today, right? And I mean, I've had people comment many times who had either never heard, who have been Grateful Dead fans for 50 years, but had not heard either the version of the song that I was playing or had not heard heard it in a while. And the Grateful Dead's ability to continue to surprise people who have heard things lots and lots of times is second to none. And the surprise and the connection, and it's just beautiful stuff, man. And I've talked entirely, not too much, but I've talked enough for now. So again, this was Scarlet, Begonias, and Fire on the Mountain from Barton Hall, Cornell University. This was the Matrix recording by Dan Haugh. And yeah, it was a great journey, and I'll see y'all next time. Take care, y'all. Hope you enjoyed.